Tuesday's grey and Wednesday too. Thursday, I don't care about you. It's Friday, I'm in love. Monday, you can fall apart. Tuesday, Wednesday, break my heart. Oh, Thursday doesn't even start. It's Friday, I'm in love.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Concert Connections. My name is Kelly. Today I have Petey Hop with me. He plays in New York City and he's from Danbury, Connecticut. I implore that you grab your favorite beverage and take a seat because you're not going to want to leave your seat for the next 40 minutes because Petey's pretty special. What kind of music do you do, Pete?
I play a lot of different kinds of music. I consider myself a roots musician, so that would be blues, country, folk, singer-songwriter, but I play rock and roll, kind of all of it. I'm eclectic.
That's why I love you so much. Well, take it away, Petey Hop.
Thank you. Glad to be here. Thanks so much for having me. I'm going to start with a couple of blues songs. This one's called Blue Lady. I got the blues for a blue lady, a broken heart, a worried mind. I got the blues for a blue lady, a broken heart and a worried mind. And these tears I keep on crying, they won't ease my worried mind. Well, you know I love you, baby, and I hate to see you cry. You know I love you, baby, but I've got to say goodbye. I'm crying. I'm crying. And these tears I keep on crying, they won't ease my worried mind. Well, in time you knew why, baby, why I had to let you go. In time you see why, baby, that I went on down the road and left you crying. You're crying. And these tears I keep on crying, they won't ease my worried mind. The blues for a blue lady, broken heart and a worried mind. I got the blues for a blue lady, a broken heart and a worried mind. And these tears I keep on crying, they won't ease my worried mind. This next song's called Levy. This was a title track off of my 2012 release that was produced by Duke Robillard. And I wrote it about with the imagery of the Great Flood of 1927, but it was really about my own personal levee that that broke after some emotional stuff and some family stuff. And pardon me while I tune. I tune because I care. And it goes like this. Let's see what we got here. Levy's gone and there's no one here to help me now. Levy's gone and there's no one here Cold, cold water, now I feel it deep into my knees. Cold, cold water, now I feel it deep into my knees. Cold, cold water, now I feel it deep into my knees. Well, oh Lord, hear me now, the water's deep between my ears. Oh Lord, hear me now, the water's deep between my ears. Oh Lord, hear me now, the water's deep between my ears. Well, take my hand, Lord, and lead me to the promised land. A full moon shining on a delta, sleepy like a tomb. A full moon shining on a delta, sleepy like a tomb. Full moon shining on a delta, sleepy like a tomb. This next song was called I Can't Wait to Die. I can. But I wrote this song during the pandemic because it seemed to me that during the pandemic and certainly normal times, there are certainly people that have pretty hard circumstances of life, and they can't wait to die because it doesn't seem to be getting any better for them. So I posted this. I was really proud of this song. It took me about 5 minutes to write. I swear to God, on the time that it took to play it, I almost wrote it one shot. So I put it up online, just a quick acoustic version I was real happy with. And my mother called me. She's like, "Oh, you were right." I had to explain to her that this is not autobiographical. So it goes like this. Every morning after I raise my head, walk the floor and wonder if I'm better off dead. I ain't complaining and I don't mean to cry, but I can't wait to die. Surrounded by a mountain of misery, born into a form of abject poverty. I ain't gonna make it, so I don't even try, and I can't wait to die. Well, angel of mercy, please take me on home. Well, angel of mercy, please take me away. Civil war displaced my whole family. It's a happy song, folks. Nothing but love songs here. Pardon while I tune once again. So I like to play in different tunings, and that was open G, for those of you who care to know. Roughly, it was open G with the high E string tuned normal, and that's a fun thing to do. What are we going to do next? Let's do, we'll kind of stay on the bluesy kick a little bit before we change gears and do some singer-songwritery stuff. This one's called West Side. This one's also off that album produced by Duke Robillard. And it goes like this, sort of in the Delta style. I live on the west side, baby, on the wrong side of town. Yeah, the west side, baby, on the wrong side of town. I'm headed eastbound, baby, on an northbound train. I'm feeling lonely, baby, because you're not by my side. Hey, I'm lonely, baby, because you're not by my side. Hey, now life without you, baby, it's like a suicide. No lies. Well, come on now, little baby, I want you to take my right hand. Hey, come on now, little baby, I want you to take my right hand. Well, now life without you, baby, I don't feel like a man. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Now we're going to switch gears, play some different stuff. This is a song that I wrote many years ago. It's called Revolutionaire. And, well, I think that I don't care what side of the aisle you sit on. There's lots of things that are wrong. And plenty of things we could agree on if we could agree. But it goes like this. earth. There's revolution in the air. Said revolution in the air. Said revolution in the air. There's revolution in the air. Said revolution in the air. There's revolution in the air. The air, oh yeah. It's there, oh yeah. Right there, so you beware. Well, that song, fairly self-explanatory. This next song I wrote, I had a title which I had to look it up because it's a famous title. Many more songs written with this, but you can't copyright a title. So I figured, okay, I'm good. And I wrote a song with the famous title of Heartbreaker. There's at least one song everybody can think of, I'm sure, with that title. But this one is my own. How we get here? The way you walk and talk, it makes men stare. Not a lion of a man could break your snare. The sunshine and the moonbeams, they both stare. 'Cause your beauty and your style sure make some pair. Said a heartbreaker, heartbreaker, breaking hearts, breaking hearts. The way you walk and talk, it makes men stare. Not a lion of a man could break your snare. You walk upon thin air on small cat's feet. Like a fog into my life, you're on love creep. Said a heartbreaker, heartbreaker, breaking hearts, breaking hearts. Said a heartbreaker, 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 breaking hearts, breaking hearts, breaking hearts, yeah. Said a heartbreaker, heartbreaker. Thanks so much. That's a love song. That's a love song. There's two kinds of songs, love gone wrong songs, right? So we'll do a fair amount of both. That was a love song. We know what happens. Love songs lead to love gone wrong songs because you can't have one without the other. It's sort of a chicken and egg scenario, right? And this one's called I See, this next one. Make sure we're tuned here. This. Not long ago, or far away, a day not different than today. Heard that love was blind, and I know it's true, 'cause I lost sight when I sighted you. My fall from grace, yeah, I could not slow. Prayed to keep your heart of gold. We loved and laughed, and now it's past. Close my eyes, right by it past. Gone. Said I see, said I see, said I see. You don't want me to stay. So long, babe, though we parted ways, not before some finer days. I'll miss your love, but I will not cry. Struggle on, but still survive on. These tears I cry may fall in vain, still they cleanse my soul and ease my pain. Though you and I were not meant to be, cast my fishing line to the deep blue sea and see. Said I see, oh I see, oh I see. You don't want me to stay. You don't want me to stay. Said I'm leaving. I won't come back here tomorrow. I won't stay another day. You want me gone. You won't see me. No time for tears of sorrow. I won't stay another day. Yes, I'll move on. Well, I see, said I see, said I see. You don't want me to stay. You don't want me to stay. You don't want me to stay. So this next song I'm going to play, didn't intend to play this one. I think I'm going to because it's a fairly new song, and it's a song that I wrote some in the fashion that I've always wanted to write, which was to write about a movie or a film. And I watched this film by Jim Jarmusch called Limits of Control, and the song just kind of wrote itself. So if you've seen the movie, that you may know a lot of the references. So it goes like this. This is off of 2020 Blues, one of my last EPs. And so I've got a few things online you can check out, but this one's not available in hard format. Come here on my own, arriving in style, stranger tongues unknown, deciphered in time between the space where the molecules get mixed and matched and placed. Here inside the limits of my mind and my control. Face of molten stone, placid and black, and city streets alone. Back alley dark and guitars frozen tones, trapped in wooden souls, gypsy to the bone. A dance step on a road, cemetery dirt and fallen tears. Angel's kiss of death upon deaf ears. Life it has no worth for volunteers. Where I ride the limits of my mind and my control. My control. My control. I control the speed and the flow. Thank you. So I got time for a few more songs, I guess. I'm gonna play this one. This one's called "Foolin'." This one's off of one of my latest EPs. I think my latest EP, "Death Weather," which was also Revolutionaire was off that. These are all with a full band, so I'm kind of stripping them down. But some of them, like "The Levee," was born as an acoustic song and then became something different in the studio. So this one goes like this, and it's about the evils of addiction, which we know far too much of these days. Hey, now your gods have fallen down on you. They've left you lonely, feeling blue. You keep trying, baby, to ease your pain, but then back to needles you run again. Said who? Yeah, who do you think you're fooling, babe? Who do you think you're fooling, babe? Said who? Well, who do you think you're fooling, babe? Who do you think you're fooling, babe? Well, now that time has come for you to find that road to freedom you've left behind. You must walk that road until you find your way. The road to freedom you'll have to pave. Said who? Yeah, who do you think you're fooling, babe? Who do you think you're fooling, babe? Said who? Well, who do you think you're fooling, babe? Who do you think you're fooling, babe? Well, now that pipe is calling, it's lonely too. said, and I think this is my last song, just about, yeah. Yeah. All right, this one's called Porter. This one's off of The Levee also, which the Levee song is on. And I say all the time, it's about that person who wants to dump all their baggage on you. And I say, if you don't know that person, you may be that person. So look out. Okay. Baggage fills your heart, no room to spare. While empty is the love you hope to share. Now caught between your hopes and your despair. Feel sorry for yourself and your affair. Were you looking for that man who loves and understands like no one can? Get down upon his knees, answer to your pleas and silent prayer. Well, I might be your man, well, I won't be your porter, that's for sure. For sure. Someone did you wrong, just having fun. Well, I won't apologize for things he's done. Well, I won't carry on your crown of thorns. My suitcase in my hand, I'm out the door. Well, you ask me why I'll say, tell it to you straight, I'm not to blame. Don't take it off the heart, but you've got to do your part to change the game. Well, I might be your boy, well, I won't be your porter anymore. No more. Hey, you live and love, you learn. Crash and die and burn, but you get up. While waiting on your heart, set each a brand new start to love again. Yeah, love again. Someone did you wrong and now you're scared. Well, afraid to bear your soul and show you care. Hey, letting go of love can lead to pain. Well, it also frees you up to love again. Well, do not fear the change. With it comes the strength to carry on. What you stand to gain, freedom from your pain and loneliness. Well, I might be your toy, well, I won't be your porter anymore. Hey, I might be your toy, I won't be your porter anymore. No more, no more. Thank you very much. You have a nice hum.
And here we are. I'm sitting here with Petey Hop, and he's from Danbury, Connecticut, and he plays all over, but mainly in New York City. How you doing, Petey?
Good, thanks. Good.
Now, let me ask you something. How did this all start? How did you get into music? Like early days, beginning.
Early days, like we were talking off camera a minute ago, I loved music growing up. I have 6 brothers and sisters, older. They all listen to music, and my parents are swing babies. But I grew up in Westchester County, and I was the captain of the football team, played baseball the year we moved up to Dutchess County, New York. And there was no Pop Warner, no Little League, nothing. So my older brothers, only 2 older brothers moved up there with me, and they had a guitar and a bass, and they were a little too old to stick with it, so I started playing the guitar. Gave one of my best friends down the street, a kid I met, the bass, and that was it. We started playing and got the bug, and that was it.
And it was all over from
It
there.
pretty much was, you know.
Now, what music? So you were all over the spectrum. You're listening to
Yep.
everything, like we were just discussing, like myself.
Yep. So, you know, my older brothers were more rock and rollers, obviously more hard rock and southern rock and stuff. My sisters were into the kind of the 60s singer-songwriter stuff. My oldest sister, I have all of her original Beatles records and things like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah. And I love, you know, the swing stuff that my parents grew up with. I got really into blues on my own. I went to some place called the Musicians Institute, which is, you know, in Hollywood, Guitar Institute, Bass Institute, Drum Institute. So I went there and got a real appreciation for all kinds of music, really started to play different kind of stuff and really just love all styles. There's something in everything. And like Duke Ellington once said, I heard him say it two different ways. One was, there's only two kinds of music, good and that other kind. Or there's only two kinds of music, good and bad. So regardless of style, there's great music, and era of every era, there's great music. So I'm a fan of it all.
Agree. You know, I could never put myself in a box.
Yeah.
Ever, because there's just too many styles, too much music out there.
Yeah.
Not to find something that you like. And I always made fun of myself. I'm like, 'cause I never could stand the lady from Ipanema.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Girl from Ipanema.
I like it now. I'm like, oh gosh, what's happening?
Or as I saw somebody play it once, the girl with emphysema, and he would just every once in a while. But yeah, so you know, for me, I mean, that's always been a blessing and a curse in a way that I can play different kind of music because nobody could ever market me, so I've never been able to kind of get signed to a label because nobody knows what to do with me, you know.
Okay, so you are your own style.
I'm kind of my own thing, yeah. I mean, you heard some of the music that I just played. It ran the gamut from fingerstyle blues to pop to rock, and if you listen to the stuff online, there's full band for a lot of that stuff. There is some solo stuff, like Porter, the last song I played, is a solo song. You know, so there's, you know, and I like it all, and I like to play it all, and you know, to me, that was always a plus when you're eclectic, right? You know, you can more people be into it, but over the years, music became so formatted that, you know, people don't know what to do with you if they can't put a label on you, you know.
Right.
And it never used to mean that much to the fans, but for the marketing, and then obviously over the years, now with the tribute band generation that's coming up, if people don't know what you do, they don't know what to do with you. So that's been sort of my conundrum.
Totally understand it. Now, how did New York City influence you? Did it help you, shape you?
Yeah, I mean, I moved to LA when I was 18, lived out there for 4 or 5 years, and played with a bunch of bands out there. Mostly original stuff, original rock and roll stuff that was cool. A band called the Mimes and some other friends of mine, and you know, and then came back to New York and lived in the city for years. Played, you know, 3 to 4 nights a week on Bleecker Street, like, you know, classic. For 3 or 4 years, maybe even 5 years, I had a Monday night where I would play 8 to 12 at the back fence on Bleecker Street, go across the street to the Red Line and play from 1 to 4. And so you basically play all night, you know, and really hones your skills. You have to be able to play. You know, I would mix originals, covers, but, you know, you have to stop on a dime. If the crowd's not into that, you have to turn to this, and you have to be able to, you know, keep a crowd, you know, engaged with music, whatever it is, covers, originals, you know. And but most people don't realize, like, you know, the Rolling Stones' first, I think, 2 albums were all covers, you know. I mean, and the Beatles played lots of covers over the years, you know. They did lots of cover songs, you know, as do a lot of great bands. So to be able to interpret a song is, as in my opinion, as great a skill as writing a song, because you think about an artist like Eric Clapton or someone like that, all the music that he's covered has become his own, you know. Or when, you know, Hendrix did his Dylan songs, they weren't Dylan songs anymore. They were Hendrix songs, you know. So I think those are both important skills to be able to do: covers, originals, and still make them your own. You know, that's big skill.
Now you came here back to the East Coast. Now, is there a big difference between East and West Coast as far as music? Do you feel?
Yes, and there was, you know, living in Hollywood at the time, you know, there were cover bands and gigs and things like that to make money, but the original scene was very different. I mean, it was very hard to make money. You really had to get signed. And in one of the bands I was in called the Mimes, we were, you know, we had a couple of developmental deals that were almost, we had a demo deal, but we, you know, a couple guys in the band just couldn't keep their substance abuse problems together. And, you know, great guys, but just couldn't, it was a lot to deal with, you know, a lot of the pressures and all that. And so it didn't happen for me there. And then when I came back to New York, I was playing the Village proper, but over in the East Village, where the clubs were like Blues Traveler and what was the other ones? Spin Doctors and all those bands were playing. So I missed that scene, you know, because they were playing the original rooms for free, and I was like, I already did that. I don't want to do that. Where I can play these rooms, I can play covers, but I can mix my originals in, sell records from the bandstand, which, you know, I did. But that whole scene got signed, and I wasn't in it, you know. So I kind of, and then what happened is, you know, I worked at a place called Cherokee Recording Studios when I went to MI years ago. And at the time, it was, you could count on one hand the people who could write, play, engineer, and do all that stuff. And we're talking Paul McCartney, Prince. We're talking like the big names, you know. And so, you know, each man to his own profession. I was a musician, you know. And so as that world started to go like that and the home recording went like that, I kind of missed that for a while. And it really wasn't until the pandemic when I had happened to just get a whole home recording system, ordered it all, said I got to get on the ball with this, and literally like a week before the pandemic shut down, I got it all in the mail, and I looked at it and I said, okay, I looked at my calendar, I said, I got a week in May, I'll keep that open and I'll really start to get into it. Well, a week later I had nothing but time to figure it out. And so my last, you know, two records I put out at home, and I'm real happy with the results for most part, you know, and I'm continuing to record and put stuff out, you know, all on my own, you know.
So the universe provided.
You know, it happened to be very serendipitous in that way, you know, and, you know, I've learned a lot, still learning. It's a whole learning curve that I have to do. But overall, I'm real happy with the sounds, and, you know, nothing's perfect. And even things I did in great studios. Duke Robillard produced my record, The Levee, and he was a great producer. I mean, even still things like that, I'm like, I would have done that differently. But, you know, that's the nature of it.
Right, everybody's different.
Yeah.
And everybody hears things differently.
Yeah, and you capture a moment when you go in the studio. And you know, whether you spend $100,000, $1 million, or $100, that moment is that moment. You know, when it's done, it's done. You know, so, you know, that you have to be comfortable with that. You have to, as an artist, let stuff go. I have a great friend of mine who's a wonderful singer, wonderful songwriter. I've known him for 20 years, still doesn't have an album out. He's really got great songs, and I'm like, you got to let it go. You just got to put it out there and judge it for what it is and what it isn't.
So looking for perfection.
A little bit, you know, you don't want to let, you know, perfection be the enemy of good. You know, you just got to get something out there and, you know, spend as much time as you can, listen to it for a while, and then let it go, you know.
Now, your discography, how much do you have out there right now?
I have 4 albums. I have one called Stepping Stone, which I recorded a long time ago. And it's still good, still got some great songs. I meant to play some of that today, but, you know, it kind of ran quick. And then that was a good rock and roll record, kind of a straight ahead rock and roll record, you know, still eclectic. And then I did The Levee, which is more of a blues and roots record. That was the one that Duke Robillard produced. And Duke played with, you know, a room full of blues and Bob Dylan and Tom Waits and all kinds of people. Great producer. And that was done in his engineer studio, so it was a real proper record and great players on it. And then the next two, one is 2020 Blues, which was put out as a result of the pandemic. Most of the songs were recorded and written kind of around the pandemic. There was 1 or 2 on there that might have been older ones. And then I put another one called Death Weather, and got so much more music still to go, you know. So I've got about another 20 songs recorded, just kind of working on mixing and mastering them, getting ready to put out another EP. You know, I've been doing a song a month, and that kind of stalled a few months back, you know. I said, all right, let me just kind of start working on the songs again and, you know, put an EP out. So that's coming hopefully, you know, next month or so.
Excellent. I'll be looking forward to that. Yeah. Now, is there one song or one disc or that is really very personal to you? Not that all your music isn't personal, but usually one kind of stands out more than
well,
the
definitely
other?
The Levee. I said a little bit about it. So I was married 4 days after September 11th, so we all know the kind of the tragedy that the country went through. And, you know, getting married, stressful enough, right, you know? And then, you know, my brother-in-law, who was my oldest brother, he died. He married my sister Carol when I was 5. He died a month later of a heart attack. And then my brother died a month after that of a heart attack at 37.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Then my mother and father both had heart operations. My brother and sister both had pacemaker defibrillators put in. And this 2-month period was just like, you know, really, really overwhelming. And I started to have panic attacks, and I'd never had anything like that before. I didn't know what was happening, you know. So that record has a lot of personal things on it. But so does 2020 Blues. I mean, there's some, you know, what we all went through, some real personal stuff on that. And then Death Weather just has some songs on it that some are brand newer, and some that I've had for a long, long time that, you know, mean a lot to me. You know, like I played Revolutionaire, which I wrote that song a really long time ago. And you know, I think it's more true now than ever in a lot of ways, you know.
Now you do a lot of live performances, correct?
Yeah.
How often do you play a week?
Well, it used to be, up until the pandemic, it was 5-6 nights a week. I did
Yeah,
it for a
you're
living.
out. You were out there.
Yep. And there was, you know, I did 250 nights a year for 25 years.
Wow.
Pandemic happened, and you know, as you know, I did some road work. I've been to Europe about 20 times and around the country with different friends' bands and doing my own thing. But you know, when you're a local musician, your Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays are usually you do like a lot of jam sessions and things, because they're ways for you to work your songs out with your band or your friends, or just to see your friends. Because a lot of times musicians, your ship's passing in the night, you're all on different gigs, you know. And I've hosted some great ones over the years that were wonderful. But it was really nice for that first month after the pandemic not to have to walk out to go to a jam, you know, because they are a labor of love, and when they're magic, and when they're tragic, you know. And so even when I came back, I didn't really do a lot of jams. I'm starting to do some now. And I'm back, you know, over the last 2 months, I was back to 5 days a week again, which I hadn't done since the pandemic, and it kind of happened naturally. I didn't try and book it up, it just did. And it felt good, you know, it felt really good to be doing it again, you know, kind of get into the swing of things. But slow down a little bit for August, but that's fine. I want to take some time and vacation, paint the house, and do the things you have to do,
Right.
whether you're a musician or not, you know. And so I'm happy. I play a good amount, you know, and you know, some gigs better than others, just the way it is, you know.
Right, totally understandable. Now, do you find that more people are going out and listening to music since the pandemic?
I think there was a surge. Well, I had a couple gigs during the pandemic that were, one friend of mine had booked this thing, they had a tent outside and you could play in the tent. Now, I'm telling you, I played in that tent in the dead of winter. Now, we had heaters on in the tent, but it was one of those like super cold days where it was zero outside and probably only 34 degrees in the tent, but nobody was leaving. Because everybody was like, we're staying because we don't get this, and this is special. You know, so yeah, there was right after the pandemic when people really came out, and now it's kind of just like normal. You have gigs where a lot of people show up, some where not so many, you know. It's hard to get people out, harder than it was 25, 30 years ago, because there's just so many more things now.
Right.
And staying in is very cheap.
Yeah, I guess
know?
that's where we are in life,
Yeah.
that, you know, you can't just, it was economical. You could go out
Yes.
and, you know, have a cocktail and listen to some
Yeah.
music, where it's gotten a little bit more exponential for people, and they have to
Yes.
stay home. Hence why we have Concert Connections to bring the music to you.
Yeah.
But I do want to implore that it's important to support your musicians, because they need to eat too.
Yeah,
Hence
exactly.
why I feel I'm a conduit to making
Yeah.
that happen.
Yeah, and you know, that's nice that, you know, people don't realize that, okay, yeah, you can watch this, and you know, obviously I have stuff online, YouTube and Bandcamp and YouTube Music, Spotify, all that stuff, so you can still listen even if you don't go out. You know, you can make a Petey Hop playlist, okay?
I know.
You know?
It's wonderful. Now, in the earlier years, when you were just starting, who were the biggest influences? Who influenced you the
Well,
most?
you know, so many, it's hard to say anymore. But, you know, a lot of the rock and roll guitar players, you know, your Hendrix, your Jimmy Page, Jeff Beck, and Clapton, and that kind of thing. Like I said, big Skinner fans, Southern rock fans. But, you know, I was really into, like, I had a great guitar teacher when I was young, and he got me into, like, Chet Atkins and some of the more fingerstyle stuff. So a lot of different people. I mean, really so many. And it was just nice to be able to see that, okay, you can play all different kinds of music, make a living at it all. You know, when I went to Musicians Institute, that was what they did. They taught you how to make a living playing music so that you could survive doing it. You know, you didn't have to just sell records. You could go play gigs. You could get studio work. You know, you could do this style of thing. You could do weddings. You could do, like I always joke on the mic and say, I'm available for all your weddings, parties, bar mitzvah, and bris. Okay, and anybody knows what that is, but I don't moil, okay? You know?
You a Seinfeld fan.
You know, listen, okay, you know. But I've done everything from, you know, weddings, I played funerals. You know, there was one that was a guy that I started doing an open mic. He was the bartender, you know, kind of thing. I always wanted to sing, so he started coming up singing a couple of songs. You know, it got to be where big bear of a guy, every time I was playing that song, he'd elbow me out of the way. Well, you know, when he died tragically in a fire, they asked me to play at his wake, you know, and I said yes before I even thought about it, you know.
Right.
You know, and then luckily I was late because you just get there and do it because you don't even think about it, you know. And here I am playing one of the songs is Knocking on Heaven's Door, You know, the other ones Ain't No Sunshine, and I kept it together while everybody else didn't, but.
It's hard.
But you use a little humor. I was like, look, this is the only time that I can play these songs with him this close, and he didn't butt me out of the way, So,
That's a beautiful thing to honor someone. It really is.
Yeah.
What's your playlist like?
That I listen to?
Yeah.
Oh man, it can be anything. Like I do the YouTube music thing because all my music's on YouTube. I figure I'll support that. And they pay a little bit more than some of the other streaming places.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, a little bit more. But I have like whole playlists with just jazz albums, country, blues, bluegrass, rock and roll, funk, R&B. So it depends. Like a lot of times it depends on I listen to what I'm going to play that night with that kind of music. Or if it's not a specific set list, I'm going to play that style of music. And on the way home, I generally listen to something totally different, just to give my ears a break. So, if I played a rock and roll gig, I'll listen to jazz or classical on the way home.
Yeah, to
if I play a blues gig, I might listen to country on the way home, or just something different. So all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
We have a lot in common.
Yeah.
In that area. Now, who are the most famous people? I believe we're all famous in our own way, but some of the big names that you have played with.
Well, when I lived in LA, I lived in a house called the Hell House, which was a famous LA house, which had a songwriter named Wes Starkeen. So Wes Starkeen wrote, Crow wrote It's So Easy from the first Guns N' Roses record. He wrote The Garden, he wrote Yesterdays, and some other songs. So I got to know all of G&R through that time, and that was really just about when they broke, late 80s, and I got to be friends with them. I played one song on Duff's solo record.
Oh, wow.
But I recorded at his house, went to see him, hanging out a month later, and the album's like, how's that track sound? He's like, oh, about that. Well, Jeff Beck played on that track.
Oh.
So I got bumped by Jeff Beck.
Well.
So, but like you said, Seinfeld, I was like, Newman. It's like Jeff Beck, So I got that going for me. But, I opened up for a bunch of people for a while. I was doing a regular rotation at the Richfield Playhouse. So opened for Robert Cray, Buddy Guy, Asleep at the Wheel, Grand Funk, ton of people,
That's a great venue,
Yeah,
too.
and I've been lucky to play all kinds of festivals over the years with all kinds of people.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Now, where are some gigs that you are playing if somebody wants to
Yep, so I'm playing this Friday, and it's Bedford, New York, so it's be way out of your range for your show, but a place called the Bedford Playhouse. I don't think I have anything this side of the state coming up, but I put all the dates on my Facebook page, Petey Hop, and it's done for the week. Tonight I'm actually playing somewhere, but I think it's a private gig. I started playing some gigs with a Creedence Clearwater tribute band.
Oh, wow, good.
Yeah, just, it'd be fun. I don't really like the tribute band thing. I've done a few with the Stones band. They're fun because they're not trying to be the record. They're just playing rock and roll. And the CCR band is nice because CCR, everybody loves it. It's transferable to any cover gig. So any of the songs I learn there, I can play on a cover gig. So it's useful, Whereas if you play something where it's really much more meticulous music or whatever, if the band doesn't know it, you can't play it. I mean, the Creedence stuff isn't very hard. Good musician can hear their way through a lot of that stuff, just hear the changes and kind of get their way through it. So, so I got some stuff coming up with them, and I should have looked at my schedule ahead before we did this.
And that's all good,
Keep you guessing, okay?
All you have to do is look up Petey Hop, and he's
all
everywhere.
That's right.
Instead of having to
maybe in your living room, okay? I do house concerts, okay?
Yeah, there you go. Well,
weddings, parties, bar mitzvah, and bris.
Well, thank you very much, Petey.
My pleasure.
For joining us here, and we're going to wrap it up. And
thanks.
Per usual, I ask my guests if they could throw up the horns with me for Ronnie James Dio in honor of him to close out the show. Yeah, he's my favorite.
Are we ready? Are we doing it?
We're ready. And long live rock and roll. Ow!
Do that one too, okay.
I don't care if Monday's blue, Tuesday's grey and Wednesday too, Thursday